my name's Charlie and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my, at the weekend I went to London and did a bookshop crawl with my lovely friend Claire, so I'm just going to talk you through the shops that we went to and the books that I brought, etc. And just to start with, I just wanted to say thank you to the lovely, I tweeted Jen Campbell, she's so lovely, she's so helpful to everybody in the community, and wanting to know which shops to go on and to which bookshops to go in, so thank you to her for the bookshop recommendations. They're amazing. Obviously, she knows what she's doing. I just wanted to have a guide of where to go, etc. But there are actual bookshop crawls organised by companies, so I will link those that I found. They sort of liked a tweet that I did, so I'll link those down below. So that might be helpful to any of you that don't want to sort of wing it yourself, because me and my friend just kind of did it had a map in hand and my sat nav thingy, and we just kind of, the Google map thingy, and between us we worked our way right through. So even though Claire was actually amazing with her map, so we didn't really use my Google map thing, but yeah. Also, disclaimer, if you can hear any little typing in the background, it's just my husband working, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start. So the first, as we were we got to Paddington, the first kind of bit we walked past was actually the British Library. This wasn't on the list that Jen gave me, but we had to stop in, because can't walk past the British Library and not want to go in. So we kind of, we did a little bit of the museum-y part of it. Well, not very much, we just sort of went the bottom corner, which that was really, really good, but we couldn't take photos because we're not allowed to take photos in the British Library. Anyway, then we stopped into the bookshop there, and the first book that my friend, she pointed out that she saw this particular book, which I'm going to show you, on the shelves, and she was like, oh, this looks like a good book. And guess what book it was? It was Jen Campbell's Weird Things Customers Say in Bookshops. And so considering it was Jen that kind of helped me organise which bookshops we're going into, I just thought that it was fate, and it was meant to be that this was the first book that I bought. I was trying to limit myself in buying one book per bookshop, but as you will see, that didn't quite work out. But yeah, either which way, the very first book I bought on the very first bookshop was this. So how funny, how ironic, it's so funny. So yeah, that's that one. And there's also another one that I saw that I saw of you horror people, which I'll put below this side. It's like a Christmas one, but it's a horror one. I just thought, oh my god, I didn't pick it up, which maybe I should have done with hindsight, but either which way. And I took a picture of it to show you guys because I thought that you guys might like it. I think it's a short story collection, but yeah, either which way. So that's that one. Either which way. Oh, okay, my cam's so comfy, sorry. So that was the first shop, and then the second shop I went into, which was on the list, which was the first bookshop on the list that Jen tweeted me at, you know what I mean, on the list, was Explore Wellcome. So I'll put a picture of Explore Wellcome here, because I took pictures, obviously, and then you'll know that because you'll be seeing it. Yeah, so Explore Wellcome was the second bookshop on our tour, and the first book I picked up was the book that I picked up from that shop was Not That Bad by Roxanne Gay, and this is a really hard-hitting kind of essay collection with people's experiences, which I know it's not going to be an easy read. I saw the lovely Jackie talking about this from 6 Minutes from Me, and Jacqueline from 6 Minutes from Me. I'm so sorry, Jacqueline. My brain's all over the place because I'm in a rush because I've got work soon. Anyway, either which way. So, and I have heard about this talked elsewhere, and I have thought about picking it up. So obviously I did pick it up. I thought it would be kind of an interesting, dare I say it, to read for non-fiction November. And it's important to read these kinds of books. They might not be comfortable books. They might not be cosy reads, but no, I think it's an important topic. So I'm going to work my way through this kind of gradually. It's not going to be something that I pick up and bulk read, obviously, for the subject matter might be quite difficult, but either which way, that's one I picked up. Then the next one on the list, I went into Gay is the Word. Gay is the Word, and that shop is just such a quirky little shop. I loved going in there. It was wonderful. The guy that runs it is so sweet. He was just really lovely and welcoming, so really pleased to have gone in there. And the books I picked up from there was, I picked up, I saw these little ones like near the front of the shop, which I've wanted to pick this one up for a while. Ian McEwan's My Purple Scented Novel. I'm not going to go in about details about these books because I'll talk about them in a wrap-up in the future. Truman Capote's The Duke and His Domain. This, obviously, like, I read Breakfast at Tiffany's and I wanted to read more Truman Capote. I do want to read In Cold Blood as well, but I'll get there eventually. Then Bone by Yrsa Daley Ward. She was one of the ones that I picked up a book of hers recently on holiday and read. And so this is her poetry collection. This was the one I really should have picked up on holiday but didn't, but either which way. Yeah, this is her poetry collection. And then another one that I've got picked up was Queer There and Everywhere. And this is kind of like, you know, there's all these books around with like figures and talking about important influential figures like women, etc. And this is just that. It's supreme examples of just like, I'll read you the blurb. It says, in Queer There and Everywhere, activist Sarah Prager gives voice to 23 people who invented, radicalised and trailblazed. These inspiring true stories demonstrate how rich and varied gender and sexuality have been in every culture in every millennium. From long ago, heroes like gender-ambiguous Queen of Sultan and transgender soldier who risked death fighting in Civil War to modern figures like the transgender tennis player who won a court case playing as a woman and a drag queen who organised against police brutality in San Francisco, etc, etc. Yeah, so it's just one of those kinds of books, but I'm so excited to read it, and it's so good because it's got good representation, etc. And oh, thank you, my husband's offering to make me tea, he's so lovely. Anyway, yeah, but I'm really excited to read this, and it's kind of good, it's good to have, I love these kinds of books anyway, so yeah, either way, that's that. And I've got my lovely little Gay is the Word bookmark, which I'm super excited for because that came with it, so. And then as we were walking through along our little route and not getting lost because Clare was amazing. Clare, you were amazing with your map finding. We saw a second-hand bookseller on the street, like, I can't remember which bit or which street, so I'm sorry for that. I'm umming again. I saw this. I had to look at all the books because second-hand books, new books, doesn't bother me. And I found this one, and it's the Restaurant at the End of the Universe by Douglas Adams. So this, in case you don't know, is the second book in the kind of... so, you know... Oh my god, my brain has gotten farty. Considering I've said that I don't really read series, you'll see in here I've actually got a few that to do a series. So that's funny. Anyway, that's that one. Then... I was so excited. This was the shop that I think, apart from Gay is the Word, which I was so excited to go for too. This next shop, I was literally the most excited to go to. So obviously that was Persephone Books, and yeah, and so I went in there, and it was just as wonderful as I thought it would be. The lady in the shop was just so good. She was just wonderful. So I highly recommend going in there. Obviously, as I'm sure that everyone talks about it. And their books in that shop are they're £13 each, or some of them obviously aren't, but the grey books are £13 each, or you can get 3 books for £33, I believe. So that is what I did, obviously. So I will show you which ones I picked up. So obviously my lovely little Persephone Books bag, which is super exciting. The first one I got was a poetry collection. Not surprising, my friend actually, Clare, saw this, and we both got a copy, so it's kind of like a matching copy as like memento of the bookshop crawl. Anyway, it's called It's Hard to Be Hip Over 30 by Judith Viorst. So I'm excited to get to that because I thought it sounded funny, and it's another poetry collection, so can't go wrong with that. And then the second one I got was Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day by Winifred Watson. Also, to be noted, they've all, Persephone Books, whilst they're grey on the outside, they've all got the most beautiful end papers, and they come with this little bookmarks. They come with bookmarks that match the papers, the end papers. So each of my books has one of those, which I'm so literally in love with. I think this is kind of like a more romantic kind of tale. I don't really know, so if I'm wrong in that, you can slaughter me in the comments, but yeah, I'm excited to read that. And then the last one I picked up was the Persephone Book of Short Stories, because I wanted to try and read more short stories this year. And so, again, I picked this one up, and this one, another beautiful end papers. And then, well, that's not that bookmark, but either which way. So yeah, that's that one. Then after that on the list was the London Review of Books, and it's there. And in that shop, I was looking around. It was so gorgeous. At this point, I think I was trying to look for a graphic novel, but which they do have a brilliant selection, but nothing kind of I sort of wasn't grabbed by it. And then I was wandering around, and my friend recommended me a book that she'd loved, which was called The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera. I don't know, Kundera. I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Either which way, I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's very famous, and I think there has been a movie about it, so I can't wait to look at that. I'm going to be quicking now. Right, then we went into Foyles. I was so excited. The floors, it's massive, it's huge. I was overwhelmed by it. It's crazy. Also there were so many crowds at this point in London, which I was getting a bit overwhelmed. I did speak about this, I tweeted about this on Twitter. I was getting a bit overwhelmed with my anxiety, because the crowds in London are mental, but it was worth it for the bookshops that I went into, and I was so pleased I went. But with the tube and everything else, it was really busy in London on that particular weekend, because obviously it's coming up to Christmas. It's like the lead up in November time, so it's going to be busy. But either way, so that's the thing I remember, heading over the road towards Foyles. It was just crazy, but very anxiety inducing, but I got over it. I picked up this book, which is A Quiet Girl in a Noisy Night, which is an introvert story. It's a graphic novel by Debbie Tung, I believe, yeah. So again, I don't really know a whole lot about it, other than the fact that I think it's sort of like a tale, an introvert story. So I kind of thought of my daughter a bit when I read this. So it'd be interesting to sort of read this and flick through this. And I like graphic novels anyway, so yeah, that's that one. And the last one that we went to, which I was so happy for, because by this point my shoulder was hurting from having so many books, was a graphic book. It's a bookshop called Gosh Comics. So this wasn't on the list that Jen tweeted, but it was one I'd heard about from other people before, so I knew I'd wanted to go there. And yeah, like I said, our feet were killing us. I think we must have walked nearly 10 miles around London. It was mental, but it was so brilliant. But yeah, either way, the one I picked up was A Death Note, the second one. So this is the second one in the series. So even though, like I said in my 25 facts about me, that I don't read series, clearly that's changing. So yeah, that's that one. So yeah, so that was all of the books that I read. The bookshops that we went to. It was really fun. I was so pleased that I went. Thank you so much, Clare, for coming along with me, and she's been so supportive. She was wonderful. And even though we kind of got lost in a couple of places, or kind of went a little, it wasn't really lost, but kind of like went a little bit around in circles at points. It was really funny. We did have loads of fun. It was so brilliant. And we finished the evening, actually. We went to a lovely vegan restaurant, like a vegan curry place, which I'll put the name of on the screen. And that was really wonderful, and the food there was delicious, so I highly recommend that place. And then we came home, and I was just like, oh. So yeah, that was brilliant day. So anyway, that's me. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. I hope you guys are having a good week, and that whatever you're doing, sending you lots and lots of bookish love. And I hope that if any of you are having any anxious times, that you're okay. I'm sending you so much love. You know how much I completely understand. So yeah, over which way. Yeah. And also, I post videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. So if you want to know when you'll see me, if you're new to my channel, hello. That's when I post. That's when I upload, Wednesdays and Sundays. Sometimes I upload more than that, but yeah. Anyway, either which way. Love you lots. Bye bye.